Hi, this is Work Ready Oklahoma, and you've received this link because you've recently expressed some interest in a Work Ready Oklahoma job fair. And we wanted to make sure that you had all the information about how we can serve you and help you find the right job for you right away, because that's what we do. We won't take very much of your time, 10 or 12 minutes or so, but we want to make sure that you know, first of all, there's no catch here.
That's right. The Work Ready Oklahoma Career Readiness Program is free. It's paid for with taxpayer dollars.
And it's available to you because we want to help you get the right job. First of all, we want you to know, why should you trust us? Well, first of all, we live in your neighborhood. We're right here. We live here. Our kids go to the same schools that your kids, and we want to help you like folks have helped us. Secondly, you should trust us because what we do works. The majority of people that go through our program, our workshops, and do the work get a job within 30 to 40 days, or they get at least a job offer, and that's a start. So we know how to help folks go in and compete and get these jobs that are a little bit more difficult to find in our area.
That's right. And our job fairs aren't your average job fair. You're not going to find employers around the room. These are remote jobs, and these employers are in Kentucky or North Dakota or somewhere else in the United States or maybe even Germany. So they're not going to be sitting around the room. But we do give out some links to jobs that we've vetted at the job fair.
Absolutely. Now, we know these jobs, we focus on remote jobs because they're good jobs for our area. And the jobs that we vet, as Courtney said, we're looking for jobs that are starting out around 15 an hour and have benefits, which is really helpful to your family, to have paid time off, to have health insurance and all that. And then jobs around here aren't quite as easy to get like that. So we focus on remote jobs, but we also help folks get local jobs. We don't care where you get the job as long as it's the right job for you and your family. So let's dive in a little bit more. So what is Work Ready Oklahoma? That's what we do. We help you find the right job for you, get the job, and keep the job. Now, we're talking about a workshop that starts next week, and it's going to be Monday through Friday, and it's free, totally free to you, so that we help folks go get the job. Now, we can get you some jobs because you've watched this link about a job fair. But if you can come to our workshop, we'll help you dig deep. And really what we do best is
helping you get the job.
So that's kind of where our secret sauce lies, in helping folks get the job. It's a competition, and especially after COVID, it's more difficult to get a job than it ever has been. And things have changed a little bit. And we want to help you compete at a high level for other good jobs. If it's a good job, other folks are looking for it. So how are you going to go get the job? Well, we'll help you do that. And then we
help you keep the job.
We have time. We spend time all throughout the week talking about communication and leadership skills that are on the job. Now, here's a little video about some folks that have gone through our program, and see what they have to say about what we have done for them.
Before I met Work Ready, I was driving 45 minutes one way to work, making $8 an hour. I feel like you can find average jobs with average pay. Until I had this opportunity, I feel like the opportunity was scarce.
It put me in touch with a lot of good skills for resume building and interviewing, and I also really enjoyed the networking process with both the trainers and the others that were going through the same circumstance I was. I'm really excited about getting a job, but I'm really going to miss the time I got to spend with the trainers and with all the people that were going through the program with me.
I think y'all helped me to remember who I am and what my experiences are and what I'm good at. My confidence level soared with my continuing participation with the group and with people that are involved in the training process.
If I was to talk to someone who was debating on attending the Work Ready program, I'd tell them to give it a try. And after day one, you'll see the difference. And if you finish out this entire program, I'm telling you, you'll have a new outlook on this job search.
If you're thinking about attending, do it. It will make a huge difference in your job search, and you'll be glad that you did.
We do think that you'll be glad if you can make it to the workshop. What we do is we start out building your job hunt toolkit. Now, this is a toolkit, a set of skills that you can use right now, but you'll also use them down the road when you're looking to get a promotion or maybe find a job that maybe fits you better later down the road. But we start out with a personal coaching sheet or a personal coach. You'll have lots of conversations about the job you're looking for. And we start out with some assessments and just some studying yourself, talking about your skills, your job values, your personality, and how it's going to direct your job hunt.
That's right. And we also talk about application, and we build a master application that you can use each time you apply for a job. We talk about resume, and you get a professionally done resume by Friday. We talk about your superpowers. And what is superpowers, Jarrod?
Well, it's the thing that you do uniquely well that's really represents your skills and your abilities. This is answering the question, why should they hire you? You need to have an answer to that when you're going into the job interview. And so we tell you how to be prepared and ready to lay it on the table. In our world, we're kind of taught, oh, don't talk about yourself very much. But in the job interview, you have to be able to sell yourself. And you have to be able to do it in an effective way that's going to help you get remembered. And so I think this is one of the best things that we do. And then we spend all throughout the week, we're talking about the interviews, and we spend a couple of days practicing and learning how to do job interviews. And you'll have some skills that you haven't ever had before when it comes to a job interview. So that's kind of what we do in terms of building your job hunt toolkit. Now, we focus on remote work because there's a lot of good jobs, but we want to take a minute just to tell you what it is and what it isn't. Now, there are a lot of myths out there, and Courtney's going to clear some of those up for you.
The first myth is that remote jobs are all scams. And the truth is there are a lot of scams out there, but we vet the companies that we partner with and the links that we share, and we have a contact in most of these companies. The next one is that you can work from anywhere. We've all seen the commercials with someone sitting on the beach with their laptop. These jobs aren't like that. These are real jobs. They want you to have an enclosed space where you can work. Many of them want you to have a closed door that may even lock, and they want you to have hardwired internet. The next one is you work whenever you want. These are real jobs paying real wages with real benefits. If you're scheduled 9 to 5, you're expected to be dialed in and engaged on the phone at 9 a.m. and taking your scheduled breaks. The next myth is that equipment is not provided. I would say about 85 to 90% of these remote companies are going to give you any equipment that you need, whether that's the computer, the screen or monitor, the headset, whatever you're going to need for that role, they're going to give to you.
A lot of folks move into looking for remote jobs because they have someone they have to care for, an elderly parent or kids or something, and it looks like remote work might be a great opportunity to do that. But you need to just know going into that these jobs expect you to be dialed in and available all the time, really without noise in the background and that kind of thing. So your first pro tip is if you're applying for a remote job and you get an interview and they ask you why you want to do remote work, be sure you don't mention caring for kids or caring for an elderly parent. You need to talk about the opportunity that this job provides. Now, we think it really is an opportunity for a lot of folks because it's a real career pathway. These jobs have thousands of employees and they're based all over the world. And most of them are Fortune 500 companies. And so they're real companies doing real work. And if you get in the door, they're going to hire and promote from within. So it provides a real opportunity to move into a lot of other things, leadership, maybe being a team lead, a supervisor, maybe moving into trainer or something like that, IT, HR. There's all these companies need all these positions, and they prefer to hire somebody who knows about the company. So it's a real career pathway. There is some location flexibility with remote jobs. Working from home can be a real convenience for a lot of folks if you have the right setup, if you have a little office space or the right internet. it can be a great opportunity because you can control your environment. So you might be able to have better health and wellness for yourself if you're in an environment that you control. One of the benefits of a remote job is the cost saving aspect. The average Oklahoman spends $4,000 to $6,000 a year just on fuel, on gas, commuting to work and back. So if you add that $4,000 to $6,000 on top of your salary, it's going to be a nice benefit to what you're making by just saving money at home. Now, we know that remote work's not for everybody. You might not have an inadequate, or you might have an inadequate home environment, not a place that you have. You might not be able to get away from noise or barking dogs. So you need to take that into account. One of the things that remote work might require from you is irregular hours. Because if you think about most of the remote jobs that we work with are a customer service based job. I will tell you that most of the jobs, the vast majority of the jobs that we work with are inbound calls. They're not outgoing calls. They're not sales. They're not creditor, jobs where you're asking for money. People are calling in, finding out information about their accounts and that sort of thing. But when does customer service happens? Customer service happens on the weekends, in the hours after work. So you might be expected to work a longer shift, maybe 7, 8, or 9 o'clock in the evening, and probably one weekend day a week. So you just need to know that going into it. The other thing about remote work is you will be tied to your computer and you will be tied to your office. Now, on your breaks and at lunch and so forth, you can go out and do laundry or play with the dog or whatever you need to do, but you'll have to come back and be tied to your computer because that's what it is. So those are a few things about remote work. So what if you don't have the space at home, Courtney?
So if you don't have the space at home, we offer co-working spaces at each of our locations.
And those are free to you, free. If you've gone through our program, you can use one of the co-working spaces that we have available for 90 or even more days until you can get your setup ready to go to move home or to move to a place that's best for you. Along with that, we do have our on-site training and career coaches available all the time to help you kind of work through figuring those things out and learning a new job. Remote work's a new thing for a lot of people, and it takes some learning and just some resilience, perseverance. So we help you do that. So we want you to know that we have some work-ready career pathways that we have available.
That's right. Most of these jobs that we supply are customer service based jobs, but you can go anywhere in these companies. They're going to need hiring managers, team leads. They're going to need HR. Whatever it is that you would find in a local company, they're also going to need in these remote companies. You can do a focus toward healthcare jobs, maybe insurance like Aetna or Humana, answering questions when those customers call in. You can do IT pathways and also the insurance pathways. We partner with a lot of different employers, and these are just a few of them. But one thing I want to remind you is just because your paycheck says Concentrix, Continuum, Kelly Connect, you may be answering the phone for AT&T or Apple or United Healthcare, whoever it is.
A lot of these companies, they are call center brokers and that sort of thing. So they provide customer service for these other companies like Amazon and Apple and all that. So it's a neat opportunity. So here's what you can expect. If you can make it Monday through Friday, this is what we're going to do. Monday, we covered some personal assessments and how to do the application. If you've put in a whole bunch of applications and you're not getting any response at all, we can maybe help with that because we know how to help you get those applications in such a way that you'll get looked at least. Tuesday, we go into resume building and talk about your workplace superpowers and how you're the right person for that job. Now, one of the things I want to tell you is if you can't make it by Tuesday, then we're going to have a hard time catching you up the rest of the week because those first couple of days are really important in terms of building your resume and getting what I call the paperwork part of the job search in place and ready to go. Now, Wednesday is we spend all day talking about interview skills and practicing those skills. Thursday is really our soft skills or leadership training, how to communicate, how to live and deal in the workplace in such a way that you're really adding value to that workplace. And then by Friday, right after lunch, you're applying for at least one job. And so that's a great opportunity. So by the end of the week, you'll have applications and out there and ready to go. If you have a doctor's appointment or something and you have to like step out, that's okay. We'll be glad to work with you to catch up on that. But if you can't make it by Tuesday, then we recommend you wait for the next job fair, which will be in a few weeks at this same location. So a couple more things. We take a 30-minute lunch break, so you might want to bring a little lunch so that you can be ready to go. And we start pretty much right at 9 o'clock so that we can make sure you're out by 3 to 3:30. And that's kind of what the week looks like for next week, starting on Monday.
Okay, so just a couple of points I want to touch on. We do something called 10 to win. We want you to have 10 applications out there at all times, or 10 poles in the water. If you have 10 poles in the water, you have a better chance to catch more fish. So you get a denial from one company, throw another pole in the water. And the other thing is 85%. If you go through the program and you put in the work, you have an 85% chance of landing that job.
Absolutely. So we want to know, can you make it? If you can make it, and if you think this is something you either want to learn more about or can make it, give us a call at 918-201-2705 or show up Monday, maybe a little bit before 9 o'clock at the site that that this job fair is taking place at, and then you can go ahead and jump into the workshop with us next week. But 918-201-2705. That'll answer all your questions if you give us a call. So that's all we had for now. We wanted to give you that information to make sure you had all the opportunity to come and learn how to get a job that's right for you. So thanks for your time, and pass this along to anybody you think might be interested, because we want to serve you as well. So have a good rest of your day, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Bye.